is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
Good evening, everyone. There's fresh calls tonight for an additional 300 medical professionals to be immediately employed to provide Tasmanians with more emergency care. The Health Union claims a man taken by ambulance to the Launceston General Hospital yesterday had to wait outside for half an hour as there was no room for him to be treated inside.
The flu season is over, but the Health Union claims ambulance ramping is only getting worse. The latest episode occurring at the Launceston General Hospital yesterday.
We had 9 ambulances ramped, and as a result of that, we actually had the situation where a paramedic had to sit with a patient outside the LGH here, waiting to just get inside.
The Premier says he's looking into the claim, but was quick to take aim at the union.
They're increasingly becoming political activists, there's no doubt. They've got a very strong bent to the Labor Party. It'll often be the case that ramping does occur, particularly when there's a surge in patient demand. We need to respond to that, and we have done at the LGH.
Earlier this year, it was announced beds on Ward 4D would stay open permanently to help ease hospital pressure. The union says yesterday's ramping incident proves more needs to be done.
If this isn't a crisis, I don't know what is. This is totally unacceptable. The Health Minister needs to stop denying that there is a crisis, accept it and listen to the experts. They're calling for 250 new nurses, for 80 new paramedics, so that we can actually address the crisis we have here.
Well, we are recruiting more, we are putting more health professionals into our system. It's the benefit of getting our budget back on track.
The union says the man in his 40s who had to wait outside here in the waiting bay is now reportedly fine, but they fear the situation could have been much worse. The state government has promised to employ an additional 350 Tasmanian medical practitioners within the next 4 years. Monica Dadson at Southern Cross News.
Young Tasmanians fear they are being left behind and facing a life of unemployment and disadvantage. That's the result of a new Mission Australia report, finding increased use of drugs and alcohol contributes to their angst.
For Emily White, growing up in Clarendon Vale presented challenges.
When people look at Clarendon Vale, they think, oh my God, that's the centre of drugs and alcohol and violence. And to be honest, sometimes it can be.
Now 20, the full-time primary school teacher says it's a different story for many young people in the area.
I could have gone either way a few years ago. I could have went downhill like, other people did, or, where I am now.
A Mission Australia survey of 15 to 19-year-olds finding the major concerns for the cohorts surround alcohol and drugs, equality and discrimination and mental health. Youth from low socio-economic communities fearing for their future in a cycle of disadvantage.
The seeds of change, I think, exist in every community. So it's just about tapping into that, to understand what the community want, to help them build their self-belief that change is possible.
The report recommends tailoring place-based services to boost community outcomes.
If you've got something based in the community, people get to know you, they get to trust you, and they're more likely to seek help and assistance from you.
Our jobless youth rate remaining amongst the worst in the country at 24%, behind South Australia and Victoria.
Our focus is very much on giving young people their best education, in providing them with their best opportunities for a job once they finish school.
I really do believe governments are hearing the message. Whether that's translating to funding or not remains to be seen.
Helping youth to achieve now a passion for Emily.
I want to strive to, push that message to, just be confident in yourself and don't doubt that you can't do something when, it's always good to try.
Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
Lawyers for TasSal are considering whether expert evidence will be called in to support its current federal court case over farming operations at Oakhampton Bay. Environmentalists joined with 2 tourism operators taking TasSal and the Federal Environment Minister Josh Frydenberg to court over environmental and tourism concerns. The development was given the go-ahead by the federal government in August.
You should have upheld the interests of the environment and therefore the public interest. But that's a matter now for the court to determine in February.
TasSal says the applicants changed their claims since the last hearing, providing insufficient time to address them. The next hearing is set for November 8, with the trial expected to begin in February. From midnight Wednesday, Tasmania Fire Service has declared a fire permit period for much of the state, following a spate of serious bushfires over the last 2 weeks. Tasmania Fire Service says landowners in southern Tasmania and parts of the north will require permits for vegetation burns. Further information can be found on the TFS website. Hospitality professionals say the number of young Tasmanians entering the industry is rapidly declining. To help turn the trend around, a new initiative has been launched, giving teenagers a first-hand look at the industry and the jobs on offer.
If you're a teenager still trying to decide a career path, then these could be the jobs for you. Everything from mocktail making to cupcake dressing and even finding out what it takes to be a tour guide, put on display at today's first TasTAFE showcase.
We're finding from our schools that students don't understand the range and the diversity of jobs in the industry. So we thought, well, what a great idea is to bring them all together, bring industry in through Drysdale so they can see the educational pathways into those jobs.
We've got industry professionals having a chat with our young people to really tell them about their story and how they got to the position that they're in now.
Those in the hospitality and tourism industry say the sectors are thriving, but the state is struggling to keep up with demand.
I think they often think it's a short-term career, and we want to really change that mindset, that there are plenty of long-term careers out there that they can take.
Many of the 140 students say they've never really thought of a hospitality or tourism career.
Not before, but now it's been really thinking about it, yeah.
Being here today is kind of like shown me what is actually available in it, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
They're trying to get into chef courses and stuff like that.
The showcase is expected to become a regular event. Monica Dadson, Southern Cross News.
Hundreds of Hobart students have today witnessed some incredible science experiments from a well-known physicist. Clarence High School was the winner of the National Big Science Competition, with the prize an entertaining show from the surfing scientist.
It's schooling and entertainment at its finest. A balloon in a kettle, one of today's experiments. This physicist demonstrating how this balloon will stay intact in boiling water, but not in front of a laser.
I like science just because it's sort of that never-ending thing. There's always something new to explore, or like people are discovering new things every day.
Years 7 to 10, Clarence High students were lucky draw prize winners in the National Big Science Competition. And their prize, science performer Ruben Meerman.
You can tell the kids who come in thinking, I'm not into science very much, and when they all leave pumped on, seeing laser beams and stuff, it's a good feeling.
It promotes problem solving, thinking outside the box. It opens up a lot of doors for our students of whatever they want to do in their lives.
Students wowed with light beams, inspiring the next generation.
Don't point them at your eyes because they'll blind you if they're a powerful one. But then they're also used for all this amazing stuff, like figuring out how far away the moon is.
That mind-blowing feeling that you get when you discover something new and how something works in the world.
Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
Tasmanians who are yet to lodge a tax return for the last financial year only have a week left to do so. The Australian Taxation Office says around 6% of Tasmanians still need to lodge their return. Penalties may apply if the October 31 deadline is not met. You can lodge your return online using MyTax or by visiting a tax agent. Those having difficulties should contact the ATO. Now a look at the day's business and finance with thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund. The share market has overcome a soft start to close slightly higher as strength among miners and utility companies offset weakness for the energy producers. The ASX 200 index has risen by 3.6 points. A short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 78.11 US cents and 66.43 euro cents.
Aussie wicketkeeper Matthew Wade will be looking to lift the Tasmanian Tigers, heading into his first-class debut with the squad. The Tigers are in Western Australia for its opening Sheffield Shield clash of the season as Wade faces uncertainty ahead of the Ashes series.
If he was feeling uneasy about speculation over his Test career, it wasn't showing. Matthew Wade heading west for his debut with the Tigers.
110 games into a first-class career and I'm going to make a debut, so that'll be an interesting feeling. But yeah, looking forward to just getting in there and trying to win games, to be honest.
Tassie facing Western Australia in their opening Shield clash this week. Wade hoping to be part of the new 13-man mix to lift the Tigers out of a one-day series slump.
We've done some really good stuff through the week. We had a bit of extra time to plan for what we want to do in Perth. And then we get there today, train tomorrow night under lights and kick off on Thursday.
Needing to deliver runs for Tassie to prove his Ashes worth, Wade wasn't buying into his test match uncertainty.
I won't be putting too much pressure on myself. It's just about me going out and performing, doing the things that I've always done for a long period of time now. So, I suppose it's mine to lose.
The Hobart Hurricanes Academy squad also lining up for an interstate challenge. The quadrangular series in Sydney, a Big Bash training run, with 4 Canes players joining the list of young guns.
We obviously want to see some good performances from our more experienced players, but I'd love to see some of our younger players just come out and maybe just show us something that we haven't seen before.
The Hurricanes campaign begins tomorrow. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
2 inspiring men in their 90s have proved age is nothing but a motivator, both pushing themselves to the limit and competing in the Australian Masters Games.
He's a true testament to it's never too late. At 92, Roger Churchwood has more stamina than most. In a thrilling, heart-pounding finish, the oldest runner on the field made it through the 1,500-metre race in the Australian Master Games.
Exhausted. More exhausted than the 5,000 metres 2 years ago.
Young at heart, he has proved age is nothing but a number.
I mean, it's quite all right growing old as long as you stay young.
And he's not alone. 93-year-old Ted Mule is the oldest participant in this year's Games and will be making his debut. He has one message.
Get off your bum and do something. Yeah, be active. Get away from the telly. Get outside and do something.
The Hobart man considers himself lucky being able to compete in the sailing race at his age.
But I try to keep myself busy. I don't like sitting down. I play table tennis twice a week, I play golf once a week, and I sail once a week. The rest of the time I'm in the workshop fiddling.
Sailing is one of 47 sports taking place across 70 venues in the northwest as part of the Australian Master Games. More than 2,000 Tasmanians have already participated. The Games will run until Saturday. Rita Risk, Southern Cross News.
Good evening. Hobart and Devonport 17 degrees today, Launceston and Burnie 21, and that was the stage top share with Wynyard and Eddystone Point. Campania 20, Bushy Park and Scottsdale 19, Grove 18, Flinders Island, Friendly Beaches and Low Head 17 degrees, King Island, Strawn and Lyowini 15. There is low cloud that moved over Tasmania with a few showers in the westerly airstream, but those showers mostly fell over the west and early in the day. Victoria and eastern South Australia also with that cloud mass. Convective low cloud is over coastal Queensland, northern New South Wales and southwest WA. The remainder of the country mostly cloud-free. Here's the close-up, the west and northeast with most of the cloud today with patchy cover elsewhere. Tomorrow a trough runs through our northeast. A low pressure system over the Bight and west of Adelaide is linked by a trough to another low over northern Western Australia. The winds south-southeasterly and southwesterly at 10 to 15 knots, tending southeasterly mostly over the east coast and light and variable winds over the northern waters later. No warnings to tell you about, but as mentioned earlier in the bulletin, from midnight tomorrow night, the Tasmania Fire Service has declared a fire permit period. Landowners in the south and parts of the north will require permits for vegetation burns. Tomorrow for Hobart, a cloudy day, a top of 18 degrees. Geefston, a shower or two and 17. Bothwell, cloudy and 18 degrees. Launceston, a shower or two, 8 overnight, 20 the top, 17 for Devonport with a late shower, shower for Cressy and 18. Burnie, a possible late shower, 16 the top, 17 for Strawn, cloud clearing from Curry and 16 degrees. Showers for St Helens on 17 along with Swansea, and Orford also a possible shower and 17 degrees. UV moderate to high. On Thursday, light showers over the north and east, but mainly fine elsewhere. Light afternoon showers in the north on Friday, increasing before extending statewide, and showers easing on Saturday and contracting to the west. The gusty northeasterlies may bring a late shower to the northeast. A possible shower in Perth tomorrow, cloudy over Adelaide, showers easing from Melbourne. A few showers also forecast for Canberra and Sydney.